I'm going to read to you from my first book, Small Arcs of Larger Circles. And this piece is called Who Are We Now? Who we were, who we are, and who we will be, these are all identities that lie on a spectrum of possibility, a spectrum that includes everything we can imagine ourselves to be. Looking backward, we can explain, authorize, and claim the boundaries of our national and larger social identities. Looking through that rear-view mirror, we can justify the horror of seeking to exclude other peoples and cultures from our homes. We can say, let the Swedes be Swedish, keep Poland Polish, and we can make an argument for the protection of individual cultures. But the world is changing. This is the era of people movement. No one knows exactly how or where ecological and economic pressures will drive the millions of people who are moving, but it's certain that nothing will be as it was. Being alive now requires us to participate in some of the most significant transformations in the history of humankind. Being alive now also means we have the potential to make these transitions. No one will keep the culture they had 50 years ago. There is no going back. Looking ahead, we must ask, who do we want to be in this transforming world? Who are we now? And what of humanity? History tells us it will be impossible to lay aside our habits of exploitation and warlike behavior. But history also tells us that humanity is capable of remarkable adaptive improvisation. The question now is not whether we can handle the rapid culture change as our ecology, economy, and national and international political structures transform. The question is how to get better at it together. But it's clear that the first step is not to seek to standardize, average out, and assimilate, but to recognize complexity. Starting with how I see myself and others, I will not make you into Kafka's cockroach. I will not limit you. I will not presume. It seems to me the ultimate act of love is to allow ourselves and others to be complex. In affection and respect, I try never to pin down, sum up, pigeonhole, label, or otherwise reduce myself or any other living system to a singular tag. You are a horizon of always reshaping forms, falling in and out of the puzzle of your own cohesion. We are all as fragmented as a Picasso, and we are also as whole as life. You have one name, one pair of eyes, but you are more than one identity, more than 20 identities, more than we can count. My description of you will be wall-less. We don't lose one part of us when we accept the other parts. We can be both local and global, individual and communal. We're like one another in that we are complex, though the stories of our lives may be in sharp contrast. Singularity of identity no longer serves us. Zoom in, zoom out, both. Cultural confusion is the healthy recognition that there's more than one way to think about something. Whereas cultural misunderstanding is the rigid certainty about ourselves and others that precludes the possibility of mutual learning. It's the idea that one of us must be right. Sometimes it takes years to even begin to see for ourselves why we make the decisions we do. To make out the many elements and aspects that form us is like reading poetry. It is emotion and intellect, language and culture, but the meaning is different for each reader, each day, in each context. Who are we now?